And we are live. Hi everybody, I'm Aaron. Hi, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. I'm working on these little chess pieces. I showed you this one. That's a pawn. And now we're working on some more pawns. This one I painted a little bit and it's drying. Now I'm gonna put another coat on this little fella. Yeah, that's pretty good. So how's everybody doing? I'm just chilling here at the shop. Let me lower this so I don't get my head in the way, you know what I mean? Because that can happen from time to time. So here we are. It's just me at the shop today. It's a Friday. It's pretty slow. But I'm just here jamming. I need to just take my time and really work on something. Really do some art. I want to start up sketchbook drawing again soon, but I do have a lot of projects that I need to do that don't involve, that require painting but I haven't been sketchbooking much in the past, like I used to do feverishly, compulsively, impulsively. But it's very personal thing to me, and very important for me to do that. But I've been putting it off. Because I've been waiting epically, because we bought a whole bunch of real nice paper to make a sketchbook out of at the Blick. And Sammy wanted to make a sketchbook, because that's something people do. And she wanted to make one for me. So she told me it was going to be for my birthday and then for Christmas, but she hasn't done it yet, which is fine. And if I want to do a sketchbook, I need to take that upon myself. I do have sketchbooks, but I haven't been in the sketchbook. Just once in a while I'll get in there a little bit and fiddle around. But yeah, I guess that's something I need to do. Maybe I'll just make the sketchbook myself. Oh, what else is going on? So my phone issue. Sammy's phone works great in the shop, and I always thought it was because she has a new, more powerful phone than I. But then I just went and bought the newest iPhone 12, for myself, assuming that it would give me great reception here in the shop, but it's exactly the same as my other phone, which is a problem. So I was talking with Cricket all day, or for a while today. They were trying to exhaust all the other possibilities of what might be the issue. And then he said finally, yeah, everything looks fine. I can't see what the problem is, so I'm going to send a message out. I've sent a ticket out, he calls it, to the real experts there at Cricket. And they're supposed to get back to me within the next 2 days, 48 hours. I assume it's business days, because it's not going to be Sunday. I'm going to try to keep talking as I'm working on this drawing. So this is Sculpey, for those of you that don't know, and I'm painting it, for those of you that don't know. I just went and played chess with Eric yesterday. For those of you that don't know, he's got a real nice chess set and real heavy pieces. And we played chess over at his house yesterday, and let the record show. First game, I beat him, and then the second game, he beat me. And then we played some Monopoly Deal with alternative rules that Sammy and I have tried a little bit. And I don't remember who won those ones. I think I won at least one of those. We played, I think, 2 games. And then we played another game called Spite and Malice, which I started to get the hang of. And then I had to get going, because Sammy and I have been regularly going out and doing some jump rope and some badminton, but mostly badminton. And we didn't do jump rope yesterday because Sammy was full of kimchi. But tonight we'll do jump rope and badminton, because we're getting in shape, getting healthy. Oh, how the heck is everybody? To be honest, I'm kind of bored. It's hot in here. I kind of don't want to turn the air conditioner on because it's going to be noisy. But also I have to keep an eye on it. If it's dripping water, that has to be poured out. I don't want to have to think about too many things at once right now. I want to just focus, because I already have to talk to the YouTube while I'm doing this. So that's enough things to think about for the time being. How the heck is everybody? Ooh. Once this is glossed up, it's gonna look real nice. Gloss makes it look real professional. Okay, I think we're gonna let that one dry for a little bit before we get back into it. I think I need even a sharper brush than this. That looks pretty sharp though, doesn't it? I want to delineate the fingers a little bit here. Maybe I can do that without just using this brush, actually. Yeah. I need like a single hair brush, you know? Single hair brush. So what have you guys been up to? I've been keeping my eye. I put some money in a Roth IRA. You guys know about that stuff? Just a bit, just a little bit. Just what we can afford to put in it right now. And so I've been kind of keeping my eye on some of that stuff and the cryptocurrency stuff. Taking some small long-term investment risks in the present time being. So that's kind of interesting stuff. That's what everybody says you got to do, because obviously the value of the dollar is going to continue to mostly go down as they print more money. So you have to, at the very least, you have to offset that by having some long-term investments that'll make a little bit of interest or a little bit of dividends. So I've been keeping my eye on some of that stuff. I'm not too smart about it. I mean, I try to be smart about it, but I don't want to devote all my time and attention to that. I've been watching Norm Macdonald videos a little bit, and Curb Your Enthusiasm clips a little bit in the past few days. I sit down to make some music on GarageBand. I'll just like tinker away on that. Some of those. Every time a song starts to turn into something I like, I start to get a little too careful about it. And a little too careful about it, and also at the same time a little lazy about it, because it takes time to sit through the song and think, okay, what does this need? What can I do? What would that entail? But this right here, what I'm doing right now, this is pretty close to what I ought to be doing, because it's painting. Alright, we're gonna let him dry for a little bit. We should, before we handle him a lot more. I want to work on the face more though. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. I'm gonna put the air conditioner on so it's a little more pleasant in here for everybody. Chessboard. Did I show you the chessboard? See how it got all bubbly there? I think the spray paint reacted to the varnish, the wood varnish that we put on there. And so it did that. I think it would still, I think it'll still work fine. It's not so bumpy that the pieces are going to fall over. But I wouldn't call it a happy accident per se. It's almost a happy accident. And we got this little fella. This is another pawn. I want to lighten the lips on him. Still haven't been drinking coffee. I've been off coffee for a little bit. I think that's why I'm a little bit down, because I'm still psychologically used to waking up and getting my coffee, getting that caffeine fix. I'll start drinking a little bit soon, but I think I gotta get it together before I do. I gotta detox. Sometimes you might need to detox. It can help you with your rhyme flow and your beatbox. Okay. Sorry if I'm so low today. Right now I'm working on a YouTube video of drawing Elon Musk. It's going to be a drawing face video. And then I realized that I was going to be pushing it to finish in time for Thursday, so I just posted my music album made from some of the songs that I made from GarageBand from my drawing face videos. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I posted instead of the Elon Musk I was gonna post. You guys ever read Cormac McCarthy's books? I read, when I was in Korea, I went through all of his books using EPUBs, you know. So you just download the book and then you read it on your phone. I went through each and every one, and then I was going back through them again. I was like, well, I'll start at the beginning and go through them again, because I'll read a book but still not understand it. I'll read a sentence and not understand it. I'll read a whole book and not understand it, or at least feel like I don't understand it, like there must be more to it that I'm missing, or not have a feel for the narrative of the story. And the Orchard Keeper, that was the first one. That's his first book, and that was one of the hardest for me to keep a sense for, like, the narrative of the story. The one that I really kept a sense for the story was The Crossing. That one had me involved emotionally. And I just found at the thrift store here by our shop, they had the book Evening Redness in the West. What is it? Blood Meridian, or The Evening Redness in the West. That's the name of the book. It's got two names. So I've been I skipped ahead. I'm not going to go through all the books again, all the Cormac McCarthy books chronologically again. I'm not going to do that. I was going to just keep doing it just for kicks and giggles, and hopefully glean some kind of understanding. But whatever one I started in on after that, maybe I got 2 books in on the second pass through, and then I kind of fell off a little bit. So anyway, I got the other one, and I started reading that. Any of you guys read that? Any of you guys read that or heard of that? He's a real interesting type of author. And his big famous book was The Road. And And then Oprah interviewed him because of that book, The Road, which I read. It was good. Good. I don't want to give away too much, but it was good. And but the Evening Redness in the West, Blood Meridian. If you can get into it, if you can get into it, understand, and just keep going through without trying to understand every little thing. It's a very, very, very violent book. It's very brutal, and interesting. I feel like I learned something about fiction from reading his books. I think kind of like you don't need to. You can learn from a story without picking up on it's like you can learn from a story if it's written by someone who has experiences, just in a very basic kind of way. For instance, he'll talk about just things that go on, things that he meets somebody on the street, or he deals with some mundane type of stuff, like putting his boots on and stuff like that, and the little details in that lend a credibility. So you're curious to hear what else they have to say, because there's a credibility in there where you know that they're talking about real experiences, something like that. And so it's kind of like getting a true snapshot of somebody's experiences. Like Suttree, if you look at the book Suttree, it's kind of supposedly it's a little autobiographical, and it's just things happening, and it gives you an appreciation for very basic sorts of things. I should say it gives me an appreciation. I don't know. But eventually I came to a point where I said, okay, I can handle a book now. Let's see. I want to really read an author and understand. So I checked out the New York Times best living authors. So, and they had Cormac McCarthy at the top of the list there. So I said, okay, I said to myself, you're gonna read all of that guy's books from his oldest to his most recent. So that was kind of an experience, you know. That was when I was in Korea, and there's a lot of downtime when you're on the subway. When you're on the subway, going from place to place. So I played some cell phone game called Pong. I never got too good at it, but it was fun. But then I did a lot of reading. Read that. I read Infinite Jest. That was a long one. But someone a long time ago told me I should read. They said, hey, and she was a reader. And she says to me, she said, you know what you need to do? You need to read. And I said, okay, all right, I'll think about that. Reading takes a lot of time. And there's so many books out there. So it's not just reading, it's what you read. Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. I take a look, it's in a book, reading rainbow. Hey, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good, come on in. You guys want to get a caricature or something?
Yes, sir.
All right. So that was that. Got some customers. Yeah, I forgot to bring the speaker today. Our anchor sound something speaker came to the shop, didn't bring it. So all I'm using is my phone speaker, my new iPhone that you've heard so much about. So it was actually kind of traumatic, this experience. They weren't too chatty with each other, especially at first, and I wasn't too chatty, and it was hot in here. I turned the air conditioner on, but I don't know, just some certain type of people. Maybe it's the way people look. I just think that they're like people that I've known before that look like that. But it makes me react to it, in a certain kind of way. And as far as like clamming up, or not being able to really play around, enjoy the drawing. So it was, yeah, you saw the drawing. You saw the drawing. Hey, how you doing? What's up? There's some people looking in my window right now. So, hey, how you doing?
What's going on, brother?
What's going on?
I ain't mean to interrupt you.
Hey,
I just wanted to ask some questions.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm Aaron. I'm working on a little painting here. I'm recording it on YouTube right now, so you're in my YouTube video. I can delete you out of there if you want.
It's all
right,
good,
what's your
man.
question? What's your question?
I just wanted to know if I came in and got a caricature, how long would it be?
Oh, maybe 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Yeah.
And you doing it by hand?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty dope, man. I'll definitely come back, man. I ain't gonna interrupt your video.
Oh, you're good.
And I was looking at your work, man. I like that. That's good. Well, you'll see me once more. You hear me?
All right, what's your name?
I'm Steve.
Nice to meet you, Steve. I'm Aaron.
It's nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming in today.
100%. I'll be back.
So I told him 15 minutes. Do you think I can do it in 15 minutes? I don't think he's going to do it. Sit for it if I'd say 30 minutes, you know? So, I mean, I shoot for 15 minutes and then hopefully they'll be comfortable enough so I can keep going. I sure would like more than 15 minutes. So I guess he's gonna let me keep his voice in the video there. I like that, I like that. You guys get to have a little more experience of being here in the shop with me. His name was Steve. He's a regular character around here on our TV show. Just kidding. First timer, first timer. Good face. He had a Pizza Hut shirt on. I don't know why he had a Pizza Hut shirt on. Maybe he likes Pizza Hut. I keep hearing that Pizza Hut's gonna do a vegan pizza. But I'm telling you, these oh no, I heard they were gonna work on like a vegan pizza, like a cheese for a vegan pizza. But it hasn't happened yet. There needs to be a mainstream pizza restaurant that has a vegan cheese pizza option. I'm not talking about these places that do the make it yourself pizzas. But those are good pizzas though, those make it yourself pizzas. They do it right there. They have good sauce, which is probably the most important part of it for me. Gotta have good sauce and lots of it. And of course quality ingredients is good, but I'm not sure if I can tell the difference between quality ingredients and not quality ingredients. Yeah, I can. I don't know. I think I can. Long story short, Pizza Hut needs to do vegan cheese. Get in there with Daya. Get working on something with the Milkos. Milkos, boy, they really need to do something mainstream. Get out there, have some accessible cheese. I wonder if Steve would have gotten a caricature if I hadn't mentioned that I'm working on a YouTube video, because he doesn't want to interrupt. Maybe I wonder if he doesn't, because if you interrupt somebody, then maybe it's maybe you're not going to be getting their best work. You'd think. But that's not really the case, because it can also give you footing as an artist to be able to feel comfortable, because they're kind of I don't know, I'm not going to get into that too much, but I wonder if he would have gotten one if I would have not mentioned the YouTube, because he wants to, like, no, I'll let you get back to it, you know. Aaron, you don't have to actually say every single thing that enters your mind. Yes, I do, because if I didn't, then I won't keep talking during this process, and if I don't keep talking, then you won't be entertained. If I keep talking, then there's a chance that some good moments are going to happen. There's going to be some real something personal and real. interactive, all that good stuff. Get in here, camera. So here's this little fella. I hear Mike out there. Please don't shut off on me, phone. Last time it shut off on me. I need to turn off the low power mode, huh? Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high and take a look. Is in a book. So these must be two brothers. And one's like the wild one, the dirty one, this guy. And one's a good little boy, and that's this guy. Looks like Charlie Brown or something. There's my hand. We should put some, oh, stop shaking the camera, Eggs. Come on. We should put some gradient in the man boobs. That'll give it a little more oomph. A little more je ne sais quoi. Take a look, it's in a book. There's a thing in Findlay, Ohio called rock painting, where people will take rocks and paint them, and then they put it somewhere in Findlay, and then somebody else finds it, and then they get to keep it, and then they post it up on Facebook on a thing called, it says Findlay Rocks. Isn't that neat? And then, so I was in town, they told me about that, and then so we all got together and painted rocks, and then we sit, and I made a real fun looking rock, and a weird looking face, and I set it out in the park, and somebody found it, and there was a bunch of comments on Facebook. Hey, I found this rock, how cool is that? And my family and everybody there is saying, wow, that's so weird, because I made it all weird looking. And they're saying it was weird and gross, but then the people on Findlay Rocks really appreciate it. They're like, well, that's so cool. Because it was a good find. Good find. Something special to find at the park. A weird looking rock of a guy's face. It's kind of like this. That's why it reminded me of this. It wasn't dirty like this, so it was real clean. But it's cool that I can actually make my own shape and not have to just use a rock, because now that I have my Sculpey. Butterfly in the sky. Well, I hope this hasn't been like 3 hours. I think I'm gonna head home soon. Take a look, it's in a book. Reading rainbow, reading rainbow. Pawns. It's a Ponzi scheme. Dipsy Stinkers. This episode is brought to you by Dipsy Stinkers. So I got the guy's permission to post the video. I went just like this. I'm to post them in my video and have their voice be in the video. But it was like we weren't chatting much. There was nothing to chat about. Like there was no chemistry between us really. It was. I mean, it was fine. It was fine. But it was kind of quiet, and I'm just setting the scene. And then I said, so I'm making the YouTube video. I'm working on making chess pieces. Now, oh, that's nice. That's neat. And I said, I'm making a YouTube video of it. And, oh, that's neat. And you guys are in the YouTube video. Oh, and then I showed them the thumb. Here's my little pawn. I showed them the thumb. Sometimes I'll show people that thumb I made. And, yeah, they're cool folks. It's just a different kind of vibe. They're real nice. I think they were a little country style. They're a little too close to home. They're a little too close to my style, like Ohio people. But they weren't country. I don't know. How would I approach folks like that? I think if I didn't have to focus so much on the drawing, I would really try to understand or get a sense of what they like, what excites them. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard because I go a few times when I'm really chatting it up, and then I start to feel like my drawings are suffering. So I'm like, just do the drawing. That's your job. Just do the drawing. I wish that was just my job, just to do the drawing, and then the talk is all extra. That's kind of how I treat it. It's all bonus if I can have a good little chat. So I need to realize that within myself, that it's all bonus, and just make a good drawing. This has been Painting with Aaron. Thanks for coming by, and y'all have a great day.